right? We live in an era where what people want to buy, where they want to buy it, and how they want to interact with companies is undergoing revolutionary change. The consumers of the next generation are different. They're less loyal. Their preferences are vastly different in what they want to buy. They're more mobile. They're going to live they grew up in a digital world. You know, how do you recreate yourself to deal with this shifting consumer base? And it's shifting along 3 dimensions. It's shifting in what they buy and where the purchasing power is. So for example, in France, the 16 million millennials will represent 3/4 of all purchasing power by 2030. They blend channels. They're much less loyal to the actual stores that they grew up with. They don't even think about it that way. And then you add to that their expectations for the relationship and experience they have with you as a company is still getting higher. They feel like they have a personalized experience with the companies they do business with. And so it's an opportunity. It gives a window of opportunity for all of you who run or are part of major organizations to learn how to leverage what you know about the consumer to create relationships with them. Using data, using information in ways they'll be very comfortable with. 69% of European consumers want an individualized experience. Well, we see 3 trends. So the first is there's an explosion of investment in data, technology, AI, and all other tools in driving intimacy and pace. So there's a revolution going on in big data. And I think we're just entering that revolution. And I think it creates a kind of a step change opportunity for all of you in the room. Step change. In France, 8 of 10 French companies are using advanced analytics. And I think retailers are uniquely positioned to do that. So it's not just around making better process, but also about changing the consumer experience. But anyway, the first reaction companies are doing is we're seeing an explosion of investment in data, technology, and analytics. The second is that we think AI finally is at its tipping point. You know, people have been talking about complex modeling. You know, data's been exploding at an exceptional pace, and for a long time, the tools to process it were behind. But I think we're just getting to the point, and so you're seeing us invest a lot in AI and machine learning, because we got to the point where there were so much data and so many different data sets that if you want to actually push them out for use in decision making, there's no amount of people that can process it at the speed. So we believe that voice is going to become a consumer platform, and I'm going to show you some examples, but IRI itself is betting that voice can become a business platform. And it's a little controversial because sometimes I describe it and people look at me like I'm out of my mind, and sometimes I get a very positive reaction. The business application of voice is huge. Imagine a world where you come in and you just ask your platform questions like, pull up my latest report. How's my business doing in Provence? How's my business doing in the North? Which products are growing? Which are shrinking? And we put voice as an interface on Liquid Data, which is our technology platform. Originally with the idea that if you were a salesperson covering someone like Ahold, Alfred sitting in front, that you could access the information as you were, quote, walking into the meeting. But to summarize, you know, the revolution in how consumers are buying and where they're buying is real and right in front of us. Large organizations like yours need to figure out how to use data, information, and technology and AI and voice to basically become faster. Pushing information to decision makers in real time to create speed of decision making. You push out recommended actions to the people who make decisions. You think of concepts of publish and subscribe. So that's our evolution and revolution, and we have been, bringing that first with our retail partners. And so it starts with a concept of automating traditional insights. So we think we're in a position that 90% of the analysis that's done in your organization can be automated and put into libraries. And we've set goals with clients that says, let's make 100% of repeatable insights automated. So if you can automate the development of reporting in your organization and democratize it and push it out, then that frees you up to do what we call augmented decision making. And augmented decision making, simply put, is trying to get recommended actions out in whatever form or format to people who make the decisions in the organization. We call Opportunity Finder. You'll see it and you'll understand it. So imagine if you could get it, on any data set, on any piece of information, you would be getting an alert saying you have an issue, you have a gap, you have an opportunity. It's pricing, assortment, customer, supply chain. It will come in a text, an email, any format, or it'll come looking like Open Table, which is a multiple alerts sorted by value. So if the first thing is around understanding the next generation of consumer, the next is about embedding data and analytics into the core processes, augmenting decisions, pricing, forecasting, promotion, and private label. Then reinventing operations around it, assortment, supply chain, and in-store effectiveness. And then ultimately, as I said, transform the decision-making of all the functional areas across your organization: executives, merchants, marketing, operations, pricing, and insights.